The REP Pegasus is an amazing upgrade over a traditional lat seat attachment and is honestly one of the most versatile attachments that you can get for a power rack. It isn't just a lat pull seat. Now, of course, it is that, but with a height and angle adjustable seat, along with a set of removable leg rollers, you have a lat pull down seat, you have a chest/back support pad, and a set of dedicated leg rollers, offering more versatility than most people are ever even going to use it for. This thing combines several pieces of equipment into one very well polished attachment. Full disclosure, I did pay full price for the REP Pegasus, even though I didn't need it because I have the Get RX'd Seal Row pad there, I've got the Get RX'd Optimus pad there, and I have a dedicated lat pull seat up in the upstairs portion of the gym, but hey, that's just how much I love you guys. If you want to help support the channel so that I can continue to purchase things to review for you guys, consider using the affiliate link down in the description. It does help out the channel at no additional cost to you. All right, let's break this thing down. Because of all the pieces that I've already mentioned, you've got a dedicated lat pull seat, a chest supported row pad, a standing incline pad, a hip thrust pad, and leg rollers for Nordic curls, Bulgarian split squats, sit-ups, and so many other exercises all in one unit. And you can get this in the PR 5000 version, which is made for 3x3 racks with 1-inch holes, or the PR 4000 version, which is made for 3x3 racks with 5/8" holes. And REP did a pretty clever thing here because, like all of their products, it's built to metric specs, but they loosened up the tolerances just a little bit so that it will work on both metric racks as well as true imperial 3x3 racks. And they simply added this knurled tightening knob so that you can lock it down on the upright and there won't be any play. Now, as you can see, I don't have a true imperial 3x3 rack in the garage at the moment. However, I am told that it does work on true imperial racks exactly as intended. There is a little bit of play in both of the seat pop pin adjustments. However, you can't feel it at all when in use, which is what actually matters. And this thing is highly adjustable with 4 settings for the lever arm and 7 settings for the seat pad for a total of 28 different settings for the seat. And there's 6 different height adjustments for the leg rollers, and the tube is lined with plastic so this doesn't get scratched up over time, and the tolerance is pretty tight. Check this out. Because it's so fast and easy to adjust, it's really convenient to be able to switch between users on the fly. Now, my wife won't work out with me in the garage because she's too fancy and she says that the garage is yucky. But if you do have a workout partner, that would be a great benefit to you. If you want to see more content like this, consider subscribing. Having the adjustable back pad unlocks so many exercises like chest supported rows, incline bicep curls, incline dumbbell bench press, incline flies, hip thrust, keeping in mind the stated weight capacity is 300 pounds, but the Pegasus definitely seems like it can take way more weight than that from my perspective. And you can even pull up a bench, set that perfectly vertical, and have a half back bench for exercises like dumbbell presses or tricep overhead extensions. But as we all know, just because you can do an exercise on a piece of equipment doesn't mean that that piece of equipment is actually good for doing that exercise. And a lot of times when you're talking about a multifunctional piece of equipment, you gain a lot in versatility, but you sacrifice in how good that piece of equipment does at each of those functions. And that's one of the reasons why I like the Pegasus so much, is because not only can you do those exercises, it's actually really good at all of those exercises, and in some cases, even better than the dedicated equivalents. One example, I like using this better for chest supported rows than having a dedicated seal row attachment, because a lot of the dedicated seal row attachments are somewhere between 10 to 12 inches in width, whereas this tapers down to 7.5 inches at the very top, which is better for seal rows because it allows for better scapular protraction and you can really round over at the top of the movement. Now I am going to tell on myself a little bit here, because at first I didn't realize why the end caps were like this on the leg rollers. I thought it was just a weird design choice. And it wasn't until after I already had the Pegasus that I realized it was for you to be able to get a good grip on here. And I realized after the fact, oh, these things are removable. That is a game changer. So you can take these bad boys out and then you can slot them into your rack, screw them in, and you have your dedicated leg rollers. And again, there's a difference between a piece of equipment being able to do multiple exercises and actually being good at doing those exercises. And again, happy to report that in this instance, not only is it a case of you can use it for that function, but it's a case of it's actually better at doing that function than most dedicated versions. And these leg rollers are actually my best leg rollers out of any of the leg rollers that I have in the gym. And by having a set of high quality leg rollers, you unlock a lot of other exercises, some of which we've already mentioned, like Nordic curls, Bulgarian split squats, and sit-up variations. The padding is excellent for both the leg rollers and the seat, and the vinyl is really high quality, super grippy as well. And it really goes to show how far they've come since the decline attachment that I had for the AB 5100, which was actually, fun fact, the first piece of equipment I ever purchased for my home gym 6 years ago. And as much as it saddened my sentimental hoarder heart, I realized that in fact, I do not need 5 adjustable benches in my home gym. So I did sell the AB 5100 a few months ago. Anyways, speaking of the leg rollers, there is a little bit of play in the leg roller as well. You can't tell it a ton when it's at a lower height setting, but as you go towards the top, and if you have it in the highest setting, you can definitely notice quite a lot. It's not super obvious when in use, and it's definitely not a deal breaker by any means, in my opinion. However, I do wish they would have included a set screw on the frame, maybe even perhaps instead of the retaining screw on the back, just to be able to lock the leg rollers down a little bit more when in use. Especially since this is designed to be removable anyway, so that's out of the way when you're using the chest support pad. So I don't really understand the purpose of the retaining screw anyway. Speaking of moving the Pegasus, REP put a lot of thought into making moving this attachment as easy as possible. So simply loosen up the little knob here, pull out the safety pin. They added a little hole that you can slot the pin into while you're moving it. And there's a little lip on the bottom of the seat so that you can get a better grip. And there's a handle on the leg roller. You simply pull it out, find the height that you want it at, slot it back in, put the pin back in, and tighten it down. Easy peasy. Now, one thing that I hear you asking, well, what if I don't have the leg roller attached? Well, they thought of that too. If you have the leg roller off, it's not a matter of, oh, well, now suddenly it's hard to adjust or I have to put the leg roller back on. They have a dedicated handle on the frame as well. And so it's actually even easier to move it when the leg roller's off because it's lighter pull the pin, slap the pin, slide it off. And even at nearly 50 pounds, this thing is pretty easy to move. And all the way around, this thing feels really high quality because the handle is knurled and high quality. We've got metal pop pins all the way around that are little silver accents. The tightening knob has a nice knurl on it. And even the safety pin, they added a rubber gasket all the way around so that when you put the metal pin into your rack, it doesn't scratch your rack. All the way around, REP put a lot of thought into engineering the Pegasus. However, it's not perfect. There's one missed opportunity that I think would have made this absolutely perfect. Most 3x3 upright cable systems, including REP's own Aries 1.0, the Adonis, and Athena, has the cable running down in front of the upright. That means if you have the cable trolley set lower than the Pegasus seat, the seat gets in the way of the cable. And you can see I have the same issue here with my Get RX'd Tornado Rack. You can't use the Pegasus seat if the tornado arms are set lower than the seat. So depending on your setup, you're either stuck being unable to do low cable exercises on the Pegasus, or if you have a dual pulley setup like me, you're stuck using a workaround where you have to attach the center post and then have the Pegasus in the middle using dual pulleys. So if they ever made a revised version of the Pegasus, allowing some way to have the cable to pass through the seat, then it would work with any cable system out there for any exercise. Now at around $400 shipped, this is not a cheap attachment. It's more expensive than most of the competition. However, it's also more versatile than most of the competition. There are so many exercises you can use this attachment for, even including a few experimental ideas if you're creative enough, like combining it with an ankle strap for leg extensions and leg curls. If you couldn't tell already, I absolutely love the REP Pegasus. It's not just a lat pull seat, it is a highly versatile multi-function piece of equipment, and for once, it's a multi-function piece of equipment that actually nails every single thing that it sets out to nail. Yes, there are a couple of things that I would like to see different. I would like to see a set screw so that you can lock the leg rollers down a little bit tighter if you're at a higher setting. And I would absolutely love to see a way to have some sort of channel to allow the cable to pass through for low cable exercises. But with those two things aside, I really have nothing to complain about with this attachment, and it's one of my favorite pieces that I've reviewed in a long time. Let me know what you think about the REP Pegasus. Is this something that you would add to your setup? And if there's another unique or versatile piece of equipment that you would like to see me review on the channel, drop that down in the comments as well. As always, God bless you and your family, and we'll see you in the next one. Look at this.